The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault.
That just isn't going to work, is it?
With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons: crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons. As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you.
Oh, that does not sound good.
You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Fate Banda Alucard, I presume. We've been expecting you. Aurora. Kairos the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. A disfavored warrior clasps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. The commander wouldn't say why the governor of Leorith's Crossing would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine you're here to knock some sense into the voices of Narat. She catches herself clearing her throat with a smile. I mean, mediate with the Archons so they might agree on a plan to wipe out these Oathbreakers. Again, highlight over it, gives you the information. Disfavored game, major favour. Nice. Favour and disfavour is really good. I will properly show you that in a minute. Aurora. But on a personal note, it is good to see another Harbinger. By Kairos' will, most of our old invasion force still lives, but most of us have been scattered across the tiers, reassigned as needs change. I miss those days, when there was so much battle ahead of us, so much glory still to be won. But I know the Archons are expecting you. Don't let me wax nostalgically about the old days. Glare silently. I'm in a hurry to deliver a message from the Archon. I came here bearing an edict of Kairos. Our soldiers will complete their task or die. Can you hear that hum in the air that glows around the rocks? The avalanche is Kairos' magic, and the Overlord has sealed the valley. Let's go with that one. Your senses seem more than mine, good fate bender. I do not pretend to know much about such things, but if this is Kairos' magic, and you're here if you're here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for us? In store for the enemy, 10 years of festering plague, an edict of twisted bones. I'm a soldier, so I can be snappy if I want, or declare silently. I come bearing an edict of curse. The soldiers will complete their task or die. Let's go with that one. The edict is levelled against us. Her eyes widen with fear, her posture slackens. But the Scarlet Chorus prevents us from taking action. Why would the Overlord punish both of us? She clears her throat again with a sigh. Forgive me, it is not my place to question. We should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving in the valley. The delay reflects poorly on all of us. Yeah, it does. Don't think that's actually true, but hey. If we allow Kairos' force, if we all follow Kairos' and stop the insurrection, no harm will come to any of us, excuse me. Glare silently again. 2 Archons and their armies cannot take a citadel. They've taken before. Of course Kairos is displeased. Your first instinct is to blame the Scarlet Chorus. No wonder Kairos resorts to an edict. I'm not gonna start trying to be neutral, as it's quite obvious I've favoured these guys throughout the whole thing. So, let's point out that if they do their job, we'll be fine. If following orders and killing the locals will save our lives, we don't have to tell me twice. And I sure hope you don't have to tell the Archons twice either. She looks at you with a nervous smile. Still, this is all coming from the Firestarter, the Fate Bender, that made fire bubble up from the soil and reduced Velum, oh my lord, Velum Citadel to ash. So you'll forgive me if I'm still terrified at the same time. Yeah, probably a fair shout. I did burn everything into oblivion. Right, sorry about that. I should turn the light on because I couldn't see me. Well, you travelled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... Her voice falls silent. Her attention snapped eastward with an alarm. Did you hear that? More runners. 3rd time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from the outside of the valley. She pointed over to the collapsed path by which you arrived. But they're a bit too late for that now. Come. Let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. End conversation. Combat. Right. Let's get straight into this. Right, we can pause it, so that's actually quite a good little thing, so we can actually have a see what we've got going on here. Thrust. So... Left click to toggle the AI party, right click to change party settings. A la carte, behaviour, defend party. And that's be aggressive. This character will actively seek out targets, even if death is close. This character will remain passive until attacked. No. Can't attack anyone who attacks a member of the party, but will not seek out targets unless provoked. Okay, I'm actually alright with that. Right, so this is the timer thing we were talking about. So as you can see, he's got an action already about to go. So if I go to interrupt that, see there's a timer that for my action's about to happen, and it's not going to be fast enough. So I want to interrupt it after. Thrust. So, but if we just leave him to attack, your character will just do conventional attacks. And you can obviously, we'll look at that in a sec. Ow!
Right.
There we go. Right, injured. If you right click on them, you actually get further information.
Will do.
Let's try doing some more. So as you can see, combat is actually quite slow. Not ponderous, because that's the wrong word, but it's a very deliberate thing. So you have to make the right decisions as you go through, because otherwise it ends just badly. And with all these sorts of games, there's plenty of loot. You're going that way, but I want to go and have a look this way. What have we got down here? Ooh. What's this? Climb rope. An old rope has been coiled around the rock, weathered from long use. Let's just use the rope. So yeah, your athletics and your endurance changes the way your character can actually interact with the environment.
Quiet down.
Oh wait, I accidentally made it. My apologies. What's this? Bronze Law, Examinator. See, this was the law thing. I should have gone up for a bit more. Had a look at the tool. The tool possesses a number of small grooves that otherwise appears fairly ordinary. Oh well. Alright, so let's highlight. There's some boxes to go and pilfer through. Jack in it.
Ah, got it.
Ah! Auto looted. Excellent. Ah, thanks to subterfuge. So it seems my character did better. Right, let's go back to climbing the rope. Well, obviously you can't jump down this time around. So once you're down, you're down. Let's go back. Obviously if there's any choppiness, let me know. And I'll make some adjustments. The graphics are really high at the minute. Probably a lot higher than they need to be given how zoomed out we are. So, alright, what other options have we got? So, slide blocks the path ahead. Move the boulder. Let's go full warp on the situation. There, we killed someone. Let's get stuck in the boulder. So, as you can see, we are now embroiled into yet another fight. Let's go with thrust.
Trouble is afoot.
Trouble is afoot, I love it. That's pretty much
Will do.
probably makes sense to actually chain these different.
Can't do that.
For the glory of
Sorry, I can't.
Is this one encounter? I'm thinking we're probably better off chaining these attacks. Dodge percentage. My dodge is a lot higher than these guys, so I will take far less damage. Yeah. So if I chain it that. Boom. Does that make a big difference or not at all? Should be. Yeah, it's made a difference. $78% chance.
Take that!
Much higher percentage. Just like the overall sounds of it. Leveling up slowly. Oh man, they took a killing. Let's talk to this guy. Hello. Don't bother with me. Go down the pass. Drastus. You're wounded. And is not trivial. He laughs through clenched teeth. This, but a scratch. I've seen twice as worse 10 times over. I'm also escaping from a Monty Python sketch. If you let me help. They said I'm fine. The soldier moans and shakes his head. Graven Ash protects. You go on and help the others. Okay. Bad man. Oh, there's the javelin. So, let's get stuck into the next bit and we'll have a look at some stats in a minute. Oh, mushrooms. Who doesn't love a good mushroom? Severed skulls, bleached by the sun and picked clean by the carrion birds, are spiked and a roughly hewn post. It is the only heraldry of the Scarlet Chorus needs. Why was no one of those who belong here? Sorry for anybody, I'm not a completionist, but if I see something I do like to double check. Desiccated corpses line the road of victory to render as well an example of the fate. Oh, that's just grim. It's very Roman. Let's go back to this corpse. So, magic defense, dodge, parry. So, oops. Yep. So, what's my overall attack potential? So the attack potential's a lot higher. But my defense doesn't go down that much. But what's this? crush Kairos' edict. If we go back to this. Better penetration. Better slash and pierce. So just generally a better weapon. And the commander's will. Compare. Yeah, so just generally a better pair of shoes as well. Put that there. Sanguine Fall of the... Oh, it's an AoE spell. And... Extra resolve. So yeah, because I was one of the pre-purchasers of this game originally, that's why we've got some extra bonus stuff. I want to see my character's hair or not. I quite like the helmet I got, Bills. I see the attack time's a lot slower. So that's the other thing, you've got recovery times as to how quickly you can actually deal. Endurance defense determines your ability to resist physical pain and infliction such as stun resolve. All defenses are magic. Oh, well, that's magic. So what's this? Ability to resist mental attacks. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's reduced. Parry against melee attacks and spells. So really should probably have gone for parry and endurance. I can attack every 4 seconds with a much higher accuracy. Yeah, we're probably better off going for that then, aren't we? Right, where were we? Charging off into the fray. Okay, so we've got a full-on.
Try and catch me, worm.
A young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vendrian Guard attackers. Avoiding their weapons with fluid grace, she nods an acknowledgement to you. A breathless enemy passes a glance to her countrymen. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. You should cut our losses and run. Yeah, you should.
Fate finder. Here at last. Care to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery?
She nods to the armed soldiers bearing down upon her. Join the battle. Yeah! Let's go kick some ass. For the realm of Apex, charge. The Vendrian guards level the weapons and advance. Okay, so I now have 2 people. So, who's got highest probability? Let's start on... Cooldown 4 minutes. Projectiles 24. I've never actually used it, to be fair. Let's try it. Does it actually harm your own people? Is there a... just steals their armor. So let's not worry about that for the time being. Right, let's go and we'll
I'm
throw
not
some
here
magic
to make
into the
friends.
situation. And then
Will
we'll
do.
up on that one. Pants.
On it.
Couple with that.
Got them in their sights.
Oh!
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
What happened there? Alucard killed the Sun Soldier versus Coach. You gained wrath. I don't even understand what happened there. That was awesome.
yet.
So these guys were much easier to kill than the last guys.
I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
The fighter surveys the fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction.
I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head. Do we join the battle? Of course, I'm ready if you are. Not so fast. First explain what you're doing here. Well, we already know she's Scarlet Chorus, so that's kind of a dumb question. Why are the Vandrian Guard attacking now? Kind of moot. We've been at war with them for about 3 weeks now, so they've obviously just come at us. You fight like a storm. What's your role in the army? That would probably make more sense. You're dismissed soldier. If I need you, I'll find you. Nah, we need company. We'd probably ask that after the fight, providing we survive, so let's get to it.
I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
You should honour your fallen, not pillage them. No. I see your point, nice and practical. Yeah.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes.
I like the voice acting as well, to be fair.
For the voices of Narat!
And she's going for it, because she's crazy. Yeah, you can actually choose specific locations for anything to go into. And as I can't remember... Yeah, you've got healing potions, so we'll give you... Healing potion, crazy Scarlet Chorus stuff. I can't even remember what weapons you fight with. Let's just take it all. Right, let's have a quick peeky, sneaky peeky, sneaky. The javelin. So I can still use magic. Probably still can, because this stuff is just not very good. So the range is 8 meters. What's the range on this though? No, there isn't. It's literally next to the target. First, what have you got? Oh, you're a dual wielder, aren't you? Or you're an arts. We'll have a look at your settings in a sec. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oops. Compared to the shield. Recovery is the time it takes for me to act, isn't it? So if I change that out, recovery takes 0.2, yeah. Everything else is a lot better. Alright, we'll do that. Yeah, you're definitely much better at the dual wielding thing. Actually, do you think wearing any shoes? Deflection is better, but recovery is slightly longer. We'll leave you up close and personal at the minute because a 2-second attack speed is far better than a 4-second attack speed. Add that to that. Oh, and that was it. We were looking at spears, weren't we? In exchange. Common crush. Yeah, it's that 5 seconds to strike thing. Takes way too long. Ditch that, and we'll bring in a spear. So 4.4. Better damage, but takes longer to use it. Slightly better damage, but we can throw this, if I remember correctly. I'll put that in there. Why can't I put that in my bag? There we go. I guess that's everything. Oh. Recovery is down. Oh, we've got 2 spears. Wait, hang on a minute. I'm getting confused now. That's exactly the same weapon. Donut. Didn't even notice. Oops. Is that how you separate? How do you separate? Fiddlesticks. I don't want it to have it. Oh. Let's just do that. I can't remember how to split. Whetstone, penetration for attacks. I think I'll have that. Will revive when defeated. Oh, okay. What are you? Oh, you just general. Increased resolve now. Yeah, you can definitely have some of that. There's no point. Oh, that was it. We were looking at armor, weren't we? So 2 seconds, so you'll increase this by 0.3. Yeah, not going to give me enough bonus, so I'll be selling that. Fate Bender stuff. Have that. Okay.
On it.
So, right, how does this work? Spells. Oh, okay. Insights. Okay, potions. Oops. Right, okay, so, defend the party, yep. Go for blade dance, will fight aggressively and melee targets and enemies with low health. No defense, sure attempt. Yeah, that's fine. Because you're not gonna go. I feel like I'm missing something here.
On it.
Oh, going the wrong way for a start. Oh, that was it. Set up. Custom. Yeah, that makes no sense. Do it that way around. I want verse in the front because she's going to go postal on the situation. Let's go this way. We'll do some reading in a sec. Oh no, game says go this way. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Varandian guard warrior roars with the Falx held high. His farming weapons aren't there? Yeah. Right. Stand aside, or your funeral will be over. Sorry, will be over the side of the bluff. Oh, they're throwing you over the hill. I applaud your bravery, but I implore you to end this foolishness and lay down your arms. There is no escape for Oathbreakers, no surrender. Well, let's go for that one, why not? Then we'll settle this with bronze! Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's it, I wanted to explain that, didn't I? Charge! These fools don't know when to stop. I like that. It's never good. As soon as he's meant to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet chorus reinforcements. Hurry! Mocking blaze, run down the Oathbreakers, let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rabble. His ornate chest of the ornate crest of his staff pulsing with red crimson tones. Signing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving his mouth, the blood chanter inscribes the series of spells in the air. Excuse me. A red glow surrounding the Varandian guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. All panic falls apart at this point. No, don't engage them, we need to run. No, you don't, sucker. Right, you're gonna go for the big guy. And how do I throw my weapon? I'm sure I had the option on this. There's a... oh, is it a spear or a javelin? Yeah, javelin. I thought we could throw these things. Yeah, ranged attack. Accuracy 2. Recovery goes up to 4.45. Recovery goes down if you throw it. So am I supposed to be... you know when you're like, I'm sure I'm missing something here. I could have swore it was a much more normal thing and you could just, like, throw spears. Yeah.
Come at me.
That's it. Let's just... used it. Let's see what it does.
This is useless. I should try something else.
He said this is useless. I should try something else. Alright, let's go into sword mode.
Bleed
then.
out, you little shit.
Whoa!
Right.
I don't know how that works. Awesome. Shit, Pierce nearly died. I need to pay more attention to what's going on. Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They've taken the commander. Dun dun dun! Yeah, first order of business, I'm so healing verse.
I got it.
Oh, she had to be healed really fast. Yeah. Is that recovery thing?
Right.
Severed heads, weapons and armour are strewn haphazardly around the cart. Every blade shows signs of rust. And every piece of armour is in need of repair. Oh, it's Scarlet Chorus this side. That makes sense. Bandana, because I get better recovery. But less accuracy and armour. Right, let's do this. Similar to the Scarlet Chorus, yeah. You're all going in the chest. Mage. I'm not going to hassle it. A merchant even. Always interesting pathing the computer takes. That might help me with something else. I'm sure there was something about lore earlier. Dun 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 dun, such epic music. Right. How's this gonna work then? Right. Pelux Tyrell, stow your weapons, or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Cornered tension, concerned between precarious drop and a band of angry soldiers. The Earthbreaker warrior holds his favoured officer 9 point. Skewer him, worry not for me. Grave and ashes will protect the dishonoured. Winces. Blood seeping from the seams of his braces and cuirass, clearly injured. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? Ah, such violent people. This blade, with a jerk of his knife, he slices off a clump of Drasus's matted hair. If so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Release the prisoner and you might know the inside of a cell. Lower your weapon, then charge forward and wrest the knife from him. Disfavoured gain minor favour. Scarlet Chorus gain minor favour. Attack. We have to help Drasus. You heard Drasus. Let him die. Nah, let's go for it. I'm a negotiator. The Earthbreaker cracks you a wide smile as you lower your weapon. That's right, now the rest of you drop your weapons. With his attention on the other warriors, you dash forward. He rushes out with his dagger to slay Drasus, but your hand is already on his wrist. With a wrenching twist, you mangle his hand, dropping the dagger harmlessly to the ground. The disfavoured warriors rush forward from either side of you. Chile barely manages a strained grasp before being hacked and impaled upon their swords and spears. Kairos be praised! That Oathbringer fought with the rage of Cairn himself. Cairn, the mountainous Archon of Stone, accompanied the disfavored on the conquest of the Tears. His temper and proclivity toward destructive solutions often branded him a liability to the otherwise orderly takeover, but his powers were not easily dismissed. During the Azure campaign, Cairn went on a rampage, declaring himself independent of the conquest. Declaring himself independent of Kairos and the conquest, and an unlawful sham. Kairos drafted the Edict of Stone to put an end to the rebellious Archon, and his petrified corpse rests in the ruins of Azure to this day. Nice. Dude's been rocking out those edicts of scaring us. From the look of it, guessing they thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might take it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. Drastus holds out a handful of crumpled parchment for your inspection. A student of letters such as yourself should be able to make sense of this. I have no time for this. I should be on my way. Yeah, no, we're not going to say that because we totally need intel. All that training didn't teach you to read. Yeah, I'm not that much of an ass. Examine it. Repeating the same messages in different written scripts, the parchment explains that Verendrian guards desire to overthrow Kairos' Archons and rout their armies from the Tears. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather at Vendrian's Well. Recruitment material. They're trying to bring more traitors to the fight. Useless scrawlings, nothing more. Yeah, no, it's quite obvious what they're doing it. Well, from the look of it, we kept them from slipping out of the valley. Whatever they hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave the gap to the southeast and follow the trails down slope for a few hours. You'll see the camp fires leagues away. Can't miss it. Well, there you go. Poor arms. I made the mistake of going to the gym. I don't recommend it. Ever. Let's get on the looting. What have we got? Haste. I'm slow. Information. Yeah, that proved utterly pointless for arm penetration. It was just bouncing off that guy. Right, haste. Tenacity was an increase to resolve. Yeah, that was kind of interesting, but I'm probably not going to use it ever again. He says, but haste is quickness, so which one's quickness? Is dodge. So either increase my dodge or go for superhuman like magic and increase my dodge for the time being. Two-handed weapons not interested in, so they can be sold. That increases lore, I'm going to hold on to that. Basically food of distant impact. This scroll contains a magical expression that could be... Oh, okay. Learn that one. Reaching that contains a magical accent which slightly increases. I've already increased my thing. I don't need a bronze sword anymore. Let's have a look at the helmets. Deflection down and recovery down, but armor's not up high enough to warrant it. Right. What was your accuracy like? You do a lot more damage with them. Well, you're my DPS style character then. So we'll stick to you with your two swords. I'm gonna hold to that. 'Cause I get dead sentimental with things where I sit there and hold on to that even though I'm probably never going to use them. Right, so this was the thing I wanted. No, it wasn't experience. Where was it? Ah, that was what I wanted to show you as well. So if you look, individual things. So bows, for example, are affected by might and accuracy because you can draw the weapon better. But as you can see, this affects other things. So this is a really good way of leveling up skills, because you don't necessarily need to have. He says disappearing off this stream. Ah, there we go. You can see me again. I've probably got too many lights on. Ah, there we go. Yeah, because it does quite a lot. So all of these individual things. So athletics can increase these. Subterfuge can be increased by these, but this can also affect. So if you're really into your one-handed weapons, you're realistically only interested in might and accuracy, as this character's going to be. So that's what we'll definitely focus on. So there was another interesting construction of how. Alright, what does this do? Charges low health enemies with energy, triggering violent explosions on death. Right, I was like, badass weaponry. So it's a really good thing because if you want to upgrade your bows, for example, or you want to be a bow person later on, you just have to focus on certain skills. So this is what I was saying about this. Really interesting interchangeability. So if you get if you play as an archer and you get about 3 or 4 hours in and then realise that's not really what you want to do, you haven't wasted a load of spec points because you can probably still change to something else, which is actually worth knowing.